So this impressive mansion is Craigdarroch Castle, located on a hill just about a kilometer or two east of downtown Victoria. So this mansion was built in roughly the mid-1800s as the home of Robert Dunsmuir, who was a coal magnate in this area. Very wealthy man. No tours available today, unfortunately. It's closed due to COVID, but you can still check out the outside at least. So the mansion is pretty impressive. It was completed in 1890, and today it's one of BC's most popular museums and one of Victoria, British Columbia's most famous tourist attractions. It's a shame that it's not open, but there is a lovely park right adjacent to it. And it is a true residential building. It's a mansion built to be his home, of course. Not royalty, but aristocracy at least. Here is the front overlooking downtown Victoria, which you can't really see very clearly because the trees are covering it up, but it's right down there. Beautiful marble steps. Fairly ornate entrance. Yeah, it's a shame it's closed. Looks like they have some stained glass on the windows. This building is probably worth at least, in the tens of millions of dollars for sure at this point. And all these homes up here on this hill, this is one of Victoria's most expensive neighborhoods. So these are all $2+ million, if not $5 to $10 million homes. A lot of these up here. Yeah, pretty impressive building though. I'm glad I came up here. It's not too far from downtown, about a 5-minute drive at best. I just saw a guy who was so excited to arrive here. He says he's been living here for 45 years in Victoria and has never bothered to come up here until today. So it was interesting to see the joy in his eyes, just to see this thing with his own eyes for the first time. So this is a Scottish style castle, very similar to the castles that you'd find in Scotland, and a good piece of 19th century period architecture here in British Columbia. Absolutely beautiful day here in Victoria. It's about, I'm gonna say 12 to 15 degrees Celsius, so pretty nice and warm. There's a cool breeze though coming off the ocean, but other than that, yeah, really pleasant spring day here in British Columbia's capital city. It would have been really cool to explore the old quarters of Robert Dunsmuir and his family and see all the period antiques from the era. However, again, it is closed right now due to COVID. It's only open 3 days a week and not until Friday. So that's about 4 days away, I guess, at this point. Gonna head out now. Gonna be heading down towards the coast for a bit. Gonna head to the city park and check out mile 0 of the Trans-Canada Highway while I'm in the area. So it is definitely a windy day today. Beautiful views of the ocean, though. You can see these waves are incredible. If you look closely at the horizon, you will see, well, tons of cargo ships heading to and from Vancouver, but also the mountain peaks of the Olympic Peninsula there in the distance. And that's part of Washington State, of course, in the US. Really beautiful coastline here. So this is just at the south end of downtown Victoria. All right, so this is the tallest freestanding totem pole in the world. So I saw the tallest totem pole. That one was tethered. This one is freestanding. So this totem pole is located in Beacon Hill Park, which is, I guess, Victoria's answer to Central Park, their main seafront park here just south of downtown. As you can see, it is pretty impressive. It's looking out towards the ocean. And the city of Port Angeles, Washington is directly across. There's a bald eagle at the very top of the totem pole. It also doesn't look like it's that secure. It looks like it's tilted a bit, and I can see this thing falling at some point in the future. That's pretty impressive, though. It's like teetering in the wind. I really do think that's going to snap. There it goes. That is incredible that it hasn't snapped already. So you can see it's 127 feet, 7 inches tall. And it was dedicated in 1956. So despite appearances, it looks very unstable. Shaking in the wind, but it stood its ground here for 65 years. I'm not sure how long the nice weather is going to last here, so I'm going to go grab the car, drive a little bit further down, and see more of the park before the rain sets in. I've made it here to mile 0 of the Trans-Canada Highway, right here in Victoria, British Columbia. The Trans-Canada Highway starts and travels up this road right here, all the way to St. John's, Newfoundland, off the east coast of Canada. So 7,240 or so kilometers from here across Canada. Very cool. And over here is a monument to Terry Fox. For those of you who aren't Canadian, Terry Fox was diagnosed with cancer in the 1970s, I believe. And he was a young man who decided to raise money for charity for cancer by running across Canada. So this guy had only one leg and a prosthetic, and he actually made it all the way to Ontario before he was too ill to continue. It was titled the Marathon of Hope back in 1980, I believe. He passed away in 81 from his disease. I'm walking over to the hotel now. So it should just be about a block away. It's down this way. Pretty close to the harbor, but not right next to it. It's got a little kitchenette, but boy, is it dated, I tell you. 1970s, 80s furniture pretty much everywhere. Little balcony, that's a nice touch. Little courtyard, so it is cute. I mean, they are trying at least. They can't necessarily do a full renovation of the property, I suppose. It's intended to be a 3-star hotel. This room was only 79 Canadian dollars plus tax, about $100. Definitely nothing to be excited about. Give me a little coffee machine if I want to make coffee. and the washroom. So, and actually there is a jacuzzi tub that looks like it is from the 1970s or 80s. So it is what it is, I suppose. I am walking down here in downtown Victoria, British Columbia. Got about 45 minutes left of daylight, so I'm going to go to the Inner Harbour for some views of the water. I'm going to find some dinner as well. This is definitely a foodie city, so it shouldn't be hard to find some good food around here.
Somehow I just never learned.
So this impressive castle-like building is the Fairmont Empress Hotel, right on the water here in Victoria. This is one of Canada's old railroad hotels. Runs about $500 a night. Very expensive. Just like the Bessborough that I visited down in Saskatoon in the summer, in a similar vein, this railroad hotel was built to commemorate the railroad, of course, but also to serve as almost a draw for tourists in the early days of the railroad. Very impressive castle-like building. Shares its style with many different hotels around Canada, including the Banff Springs Hotel and others. This one reminds me a ton of the Chateau Frontenac in Quebec City. Very similar in terms of style. As I was filming, all the lights around the Inner Harbour have just been illuminated. Beautiful spot. Check out the water's edge here. Again, I'll be back here tomorrow to film during the day, but here's some nighttime views at least.
In the back of the schoolyard, where we used to play hide and seek.
This is the Inner Harbour of Victoria, British Columbia. From here you can get a ferry straight to the Washington coast. And again, there is the legislative building of British Columbia, or the state capital. Yeah, it's a very livable place. It is extremely clean. The Green Party of Canada, the Environmentalist Party, has tons of support in this area. I think it's the only riding in Canada that they actually hold, so pretty interesting. But yeah, beautiful city, pristine, lots to see and do around here. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video of downtown Victoria. Please subscribe if you haven't already, like this video, and comment below with any tips about what to see and do in Victoria.